1, this is Real Talk with Matthew and Loveska.
What up?
So, I guess I'll go into how I met him. I met him roughly 2 years ago, something like that.
Grinder.
Oh Lord!
I was into big boys, you know.
It was actually Craigslist.
Oh, same thing.
Shit.
Yeah, I was looking for a place to stay. I was fresh out of a relationship that went bad, and you know, I was trying to get out of that. We were living together, and went on Craigslist, and then came across Matthew, and got on a phone call, and we just connected, and he was super into music. I mean, I'm involved in music, so that was something that we hit off right away. You had an in-person interview.
Yeah.
And I guess I did okay because I moved in a week later.
Yeah, so he was telling me he did music and stuff, because I used to mess around in rap studios when I was in my early 20s. I ran with this gang called Low Life. They had a music group called Low Life, and I promoted some of their music. And then Triple X was another guy I called my brother. I helped promote his music and stuff. So I was constantly stayed in the underground scene of underground rap, where the drugs was being sold constantly, and a lot of other stuff was going on. You know, I had a wild, young life, and I missed the music part. I don't really. Sometimes I miss that other stuff. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you.
Yeah, gotta get wild sometimes.
Because it was a lifestyle that, like, if I could keep up and not go to prison, then it'd be hard to not still be in that. But like I escaped from prison and death by the skin of my teeth, or whatever. But it was like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it, and I got out, and still struggled for some years, you know. But music, I've always enjoyed being around it. So like when he had his little studio, I got it over here now. He said, that was one thing he asked, do you mind if I play loud music? I was like, no, I don't care. I
don't think he knew how loud, but but once he witnessed it, he was in my room while I'm producing the whole time. Yeah, you know, we just both really connected on that music level. So that was really cool. And you know, to get back to what you were saying, that lifestyle of just being around music all the time and everything. I recently just retired from DJing, and I'm still a part of the studio part, but playing live shows and stuff like that, just the high that you get off of performing or being in that lifestyle, you know, that's something that, you know, I'll probably miss for the rest of my life. But then I got out of it for health reasons and to better myself, and you know, you just gotta weigh what matters more to you, and my health matters way more to me than partying. But definitely still miss it. You know, those are some highs that you never really experience anywhere else throughout your life, and only artists and, you know, people that actually do music will kind of feel what I'm saying. But yeah, you miss it every day. But so I get what you're saying. You know, you miss that being involved and being right.
I was like a part. I thought I was a part of something bigger than myself, and I really thought that I was going to be. You know, I think God blessed me by us not striking it rich. I had this CD that I thought for sure was going to make $1 million. It was called Country Thuggin', and it was right towards the end of the Master P era. It fit in that kind of genre type stuff, and it would have sold right.
That sounds like it would blow up right now. Country Thuggin'.
It would have. I'm telling you, it would have sold right. It would have sold during that time, but like the music's sort of more out of date now. It was more like the late 90s, early 2000s. Then, you know, rap changed. It changed, and I'm not gonna say it changed for the better. Some of it did. Like Jelly Roll, he's really good. Haystack stayed constant through the whole thing. He's adapted, and I've been able to meet Haystack twice, and it was really.
That's actually there's another street we could go down right now with Haystack. This guy got tickets to a Haystack concert and kind of dragged me along, and that ended up being a crazy night, didn't it?
Do you want to tell them what I walked into, or we're gonna keep that a secret?
No, hey, we're here to be open, so yeah.
I go upstairs to go to the bathroom. He's got a girl bent over in the bathroom having his way with her.
Hey, you know, I'm all about living life to the fullest, and whether that's in a bathroom or in a bedroom, you know, it's the same to me. But yeah, that was a crazy night, and the Haystack actually cool and really down to earth dude.
Yeah.
When we met him, for sure.
Yeah, well, I wish we went upstairs. We had VIP tickets, so we got to meet him up there, and he was shooting pool, and we was in there just shooting the shit with him. And like we remember we left, he said, "Hey, y'all ain't gotta leave yet." He stopped us.
Yeah, he wanted us to stay.
I was like, man, I gotta go downstairs and get some. I think I was trying to put my gun away because I wasn't supposed to have my gun in the place, and they let me with my gun upstairs where he was at, but they wouldn't let me inside the thing. So
which is crazy because he's like, everyone's there for him. He's the most important person there.
Yeah.
So your gun can be up there right with him.
Yeah.
But not down below.
So I was trying to put I didn't tell him that's what I was doing, but that's what I was doing. And I said, we'll be right back, I gotta smoke a cigarette or something. But no, we just smoked cigarettes up there, I think. I forgot, made up some bullshit to him though.
Yeah.
And we came back up and he took some pictures and stuff, and he really seemed like he enjoyed it.
You were just playing pool the whole time, with fans. Just playing pool. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, but you want to get into some music?
What have you been working on? You said something about a B movie. You'd worked a little bit on a B movie soundtrack or something.
Yeah, so I've been doing lately after I got out of DJing. I've been with Sony Records, and so I've been doing leaning more into just making a lot of hip hop beats, R&B beats, a little bit of funk, and so I've been leaning towards like commercials and movies, and I really want to get into video games, which is on the horizon, hopefully. And so I've kind of been leaning into that, more of the scoring aspect, and so I've kind of gotten away from like the EDM stuff and everything, which I still love, but just you got to go where the money is for me right now. Anyways, and also I love just being at home and home producing. That's actually where my heart's always been, even outside of performing and doing that aspect. I just love sitting at home and making music. But yeah, I've done an indie movie that I can't really say the name of right now, but I've also done some commercials, a lot of commercials for like Bitcoin and crypto money. I've done a lot of commercials for that, and then right now I've just been working on some beat packs that will be for sale in the near future, and then also just making kind of like some beat mixtapes, which I'm actually calling Beat Fiend. The first volume will be available later this year, and I've also been releasing some singles that have come out throughout this year, but kind of been slowing down on the artist aspect and kind of keening in on just the production side of things. So
look him up on Spotify, Loveska. And like, what was that other guy? The guy that finally he just retired. He had a baby or something.
Yeah, Strange. I've done a lot of work with Strange. Done a lot of work with Club Noir. A lot of work with actually 3 6 Mafia's guy, Lil Sco. And then yeah, so been working with a lot of different artists, which is awesome.
It made me so angry because like the last song that Strange did was probably the best song he had done to date. And it's like, come on, man, you're gonna just drop the mic after you just put out the best song that I've heard.
He had a kid. He had to put his.
Yeah, but he could still do the stuff from the house. He ain't got to get on. I don't know. It's like you get to that was my favorite song. I don't know. There may be something you thought was better, but to me that last track that he dropped was like the best.
I can't remember the name of it. I'm trying to think of the name of it.
It was the one with Suicide Doors. The Cryogenic.
Oh, Cryogenic, yeah.
I think
he knows my music better than I do. But yeah, Cryogenic, yeah, that was a really good track. Yeah.
I think that was his last song, right?
Yeah, that was the last one. Yeah.
Then he was working on some music with the guy from Nashville, I thought.
Yeah.
Because actually it was linked to your thing, and I thought it was you, but it wasn't you. It was him.
Yeah, the Matthias project. I was just working with him, and we just released a song called Medusa.
That song was badass, by the way.
Thanks, man.
It really is.
It's a lot more guitar, but then over like a house hype, 4 to the floor type beat. Just moved back from Vegas, so in Vegas actually a lot of the music is more housey, more hype, 4 to the floor type electronic music, and so I got a lot of inspiration in that aspect of doing more like 128, 120 BPM type beats. Kind of been getting away from the dubstep type stuff, but I do have a new dubstep song coming out. It's probably be the last one for a while that I just let Matt listen to, and
It sounded badass.
yeah, it's actually definitely one of the more heavier songs that I've done in my career, and I'm excited about that.
Who's that little rapper you used to? Because like you let me listen. The songs ain't been released. I'm not gonna really. I don't know if you're even liberal to discuss it, but the one I said sounded like something out of the early '90s. The beat and the it sounded like some old school rap.
Oh yeah, Loveska. We been working a little bit together, and we've come up with some good stuff. But yeah, so
Is that what y'all was looking for, or was that just what he did?
Yeah, because he really loves old school, and
it almost reminded me of Eazy-E type stuff.
Eazy-E, yeah,
that's what it really
yeah.
reminded me of.
Yeah, and that's type of the thing that he was going for, and I just kind of.
Well, y'all hit it, y'all killed it.
As a producer, I just kind of. He told me what he was looking for, and you know.
It even sounded like it was recorded maybe in that era. Like even I don't know if you did the final mix. You did the final mix.
I haven't done the final mix.
I didn't think so, but it has that era. You would think it was an old song.
Yeah, yeah. That old school hip hop is definitely what we're going more south type of hip hop. But yeah. That's what we've been kind of working on lately, and yeah.
What's your dating life been like?
Well, the dating aspect has definitely been there. I've been on quite a few dates, but you know, I've been single now for a couple years, and that's probably I've never not been single. I'm always in a relationship.
I don't know about a couple years. You had that one crazy little chick. That you had to come to my house because of?
Oh yeah, we won't get too much into that, but yeah, I've
You was off and on with that one for a minute. I think you was broke up but not broke up or some shit.
Are you ever broke up? You know, you can always reach back, but yeah, no, I've been dating a lot, and you know, it's been awesome to actually get a little diversity in there.
So you live right here to where you can walk to the.
Right here, smack dab in the middle of Fairhope. You can go mingle right across the street, and you know, when the night gets kind of late, they ask you, well, did you drive? And I say, well, no, I walked. I live right across the street, and bam, boom. You know, come on over.
Yeah. My dating life's been terrible. It's like I don't even know, because I was discussing with.
That's why you need to come out with me one day.
Yeah, the morning store the other day. We was bringing up this subject, and it's like, you know, I've used these apps, and like the apps, I think most of them's fake people. Like I think a lot of it's robots trying to do whatever, AI.
I get a lot of friend requests on Facebook.
It's a lot of AI.
For some too good looking girls.
Yeah,
too good looking. And then you get on there and they have like one friend. And then you look at their pictures. And I don't know how Facebook is tracking all this stuff, but there's a lot of nudes on there.
That was a chick, her name was called Escort. And I reported this stuff in Facebook, and they didn't find nothing wrong with it. But they want to throw me in Facebook jail for saying damn or something.
Yeah.
Or like F you or something like that. I get thrown in jail for 30 days.
You know, my only full album that I ever kicked, Erotica,
Yeah.
I got kicked off of Instagram because it had erotica in the title. So they had to look into it more because it dealt with, you know, sex. But then all these females around here have some naked pictures in their profile pictures even. And they're getting kicked off for
They
anything.
even have porn videos sometimes.
Yeah, they have links straight to porn.
Yeah. It's like they don't need to be there because you got 13-year-old kids on Facebook.
And getting on that subject, all these apps and all, even Instagram, Facebook, all that, I don't know, but it's made it even really hard for me to, because I definitely want to settle down with a chick and get real with one, and I feel like it makes it way too easy, and it could be for guys too. I'm not just trying to single out women, but it makes it really easy, in my point of view, for women to have like unlimited choices.
Unlimited choices.
Yeah. You look great. Let's say me and a girl go on a date and we're both real hype about it, and then there's just something off about me. She doesn't like me. Boom, she can, on her walk out the door from our date, she can go into her DMs and pick another guy right there. Or let's say it goes good and we're dating for about a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then all of a sudden we get into like a little bicker, and all of a sudden she isn't feeling me anymore just because of that little fight. That usually back in the days, and I'm saying it like I'm old, I'm not old, but like back like 5 years, maybe 6, 7 years, you know, you stuck it through that little bicker and you would fix it.
More like 15 years ago.
Yeah. But anyways, you would stick through those little fights that you had. But now it's so easy that even a little fight that you would, you know, usually mend and try to get over and stick with a relationship, now it's too easy for, as soon as it gets a little rough, for you to switch that person off and go right to your DMs and pick another person. There's just unlimited options.
That's what I've noticed in the last couple of relationships that I've been with. It's like one person is not enough for most women now. Like
5 people ain't enough.
It's what it seems like. And I don't want to be. I mean, when I was younger, that stuff was sort of cool, but it never really was cool. But it was like it didn't get to me as much. But like, you know, the older you get, it's like, man, like, why do you need 3 or 4 or 5 women? You don't need that many women. I only want one woman that's going to stick it out me, you know. And you know, I've had a couple instances where I thought I had some decent.
Ride or die.
Yeah, I thought, but then like I find out this one, well, you know, the DM thing, or just hit, you know, they'll find them on Facebook, message them, and then offer them like some cool trip to go on, or just anything, you know, and then like if you're busy or something, or you can't be there, then they just go off in that, and then they end up having sex with the person, and then the relationship's tarnished, it's broke.
Yeah.
You know, I was with one for some years, and I just never, off and on, and it was just that she was so pretty, I guess. I mean, she was pretty, but she wasn't like no knockout nothing. You know, she was pretty. You know what I'm talking about. But it's like
a 7.
yeah, something like that. I mean, she could dress up nicer, but I just don't understand. It's like, you know, the Facebook destroyed anything I could ever had with that one. And then I've had another relationship since then that, like, I feel like that there was something like that going on, where just constantly men it's just so easy for men to do that. I don't even know how to. Like, I go to the gym and I don't even know how. I don't even want to approach no woman in the gym because I don't want to mess with them working out. It's like you're at the grocery store. I don't even know how to. Because like back in the day, how I would find women is I'd be hanging out smoking weed or drinking it. Like, say, an apartment like this. I'd be coming over to your house, we'd have more than me and you over here, and then some girls would show up, and then they'd be single or whatever, and now they'd get in my car, we'd ride off.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that, or, you know, I used to hang out in the bars and stuff. I didn't really never hang out in the bars too much. You know, I sold a bunch of reefer when I was younger, and that's how I met a lot of people doing that. I mean, you meet tons of damn people. Whether
You're pretty much the DJ of drugs.
Yeah.
At that point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I missed that a little bit because I was like a social butterfly, so to speak. I mean, everybody knew me and everybody liked me because, hell, I was the man there for a minute, you know? And there's some good things and bad things come with that though. I had to watch my back for the damn police every damn step I took, and wonder if this person is a snitch or this person's if they're out trying to rob me or whatever. Luckily, I did get robbed one time. This is what this come from. My sister had died, and I was selling some other stuff that I should not have been dealing with, but I was, and I went to go meet these guys out. I went downstairs and took them what they ordered, and one guy jumped. All I know is this big football player guy jumped on my neck and like put his arm around me like this. Well, I grabbed my arm like this, put it around, locked his neck up, and I swung him up over my shoulder, like over in front of me. I kicked him in his head, and then some dude came up and kicked me in my nuts, and then all of a sudden 4 or 5 of them were stomping and kicking me, trying to get the drugs out of my hand. And then I take off running. Somehow I get away from them. I take off running. 2 of them chase me. One of them grabs me by the collar, rips my shirt off my back. I mean, the shirt just rips right off. So I'm running up the stairs of the motel with my shirt off, and I go beating on the door. My homeboy opens the door, and I tell him to throw me a gun. He throws me a damn gun with a banana clip. I'm fixing to go there and shoot the guy.
Yeah.
And they're gone. I'm glad that didn't happen that night, because I would be in prison, and I would never be getting out. I'd be in there for life for that shit.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of stolen guns in the trunk that night. I didn't do it, but I was with some bad people. I used to hang out with some bad people. I don't even know if I should be saying this on camera, but it came out.
Yeah, you're only as good as the people that you hang out with, for sure, and that's something I've learned in the past year. I've had to cut off a lot of people in my life, a lot of people that I love, or I thought love was, and you just you have to cut those people off, which ultimately cuts that part of your life off, which is a good thing, and you got to replace it with people that care about you.
And I've been that guy. So to come back to that whole situation, I've actually been the guy. That seems like that's what I've been the past couple of years. I'm the guy that the girls cheat on their boyfriend with, or whatever. They end up, it ends up being a couple of nights, or maybe here and there. And it's like I'm the guy that they come to, but I'm not the guy they want to be with. It's like it's just the thrill of.
Easy way to tell that. See these marks. Guys with tattoos, be aware. Be aware. We're pretty much called Mr. Steeler Girl, automatically.
But the thing was, I wasn't even really trying. Like in some instances, I wasn't even trying, or didn't even know the situation was. A lot I really didn't until I found out, and it's like, okay, well, shit, this ain't definitely not gonna work out. Most of the females are alcoholics. Eventually, it comes to fold out. That's what it is. And
or drug addicts.
Yeah, or that too. And it's like, man, I just want to find a woman that can go to work every day and help pay bills and live life.
Be faithful.
Yeah, I'm not even
support.
I would like to have a child one day, but I told somebody the other day, I'm at the point, I'm fixing to be 42 here in a couple of weeks. I don't care if I do. I would accept somebody else's child or children or whatever it ends up being, or accept not even never having any.
Yeah, just want a solid partner.
I just want a solid partner, and if it comes down to we decide we want to, I wouldn't adopt a small child. I would get like a foster kid that really needs somebody to be there and support them. If it came down to that I needed that to fulfill my life and feel like fill a void or something. But I don't know. I've ran through all that stuff in my head, and I just need somebody solid that's not gonna look on their Instagram or look on their inbox and decide they want to go off this person that's not because you're mad at me or I'm busy working.
Which is crazy how it's gotten to this point with humanity, because humans are definitely designed to find another mate. That's just how we're designed.
It goes back to Adam and Eve. I mean, God pulled the rib out of Adam and made the woman. And we were supposed to be one partner, but now there was some different stuff. I'm getting biblical now. I don't know. I didn't mean to get that way, but you brought it up. It was designed I believe it was designed by God, you know, God himself. And there was some kings and stuff that had concubines, and like, so there was some stuff like that going on from the beginning.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, you had kings that had concubines and many wives. I just want one wife.
Yeah. Well, that's all I can handle.
One woman's enough.
One woman, that's it. Yeah, all my focus on one woman. I don't need any more other branches than that. Just one woman. For sure, find my partner and settle down, and you know, just have a great life with. Cook some good meals with. And speaking of cooking meals,
yeah, I've got a show called Cooking with Matthew. That's on this channel as well. It's been hit or miss. I mean, I still short on I need to get 500 subscriptions, and I'm pretty short on that. That's my first goal. Then I've got other goals, so I got eventually have to be able to be like Hitchcock 45. Which does the gun, he does gun channel. I like to be able to eventually start getting a little bit of money off this. Like, you know, he's working on getting his money off this music, which he does make money off music. You know, I'd like to be able to make some money off some of the media, and you know, maybe next time you have one of the B movies you're working on, and see if I can just be a background, because I can dress up as a bad guy. I can be a bad guy.
yeah, I believe you can.
Yeah, they can put me in a trailer park scene or something with a wife beater on.
Yeah, you'd be perfect for it.
Yeah.
With the overalls on,
Yeah.
some muck boots, you're good to go.
Yeah.
I've actually been needing to ask you since I don't think I've ever asked you this since we've known each other, but you're such an amazing cook. What is your favorite thing to cook?
I like messing with seafood often. I like it's. Really, I just like yeah, I guess seafood. Southern meals though, I cook like the other day I didn't videotape it. I just cooked a pork loin with some bull cabbage, some potatoes, and cornbread.
And you just do this from scratch in your head.
Yeah, I just
no recipes over here.
Everything y'all see, like now,
freestyle.
I will go to the grocery store and grab some stuff, but I don't have like a list of shit that I'm going to get. And some stuff it'll just be at the house. And I'll start pulling stuff out of the cabinet, stuff I got in the grocery store, and then I will start cutting up stuff before I do the video because it takes time to do the preparing. But I eyeball the shit, but then I pull the little measuring cup up just so somebody can have a recipe to make it later. You know, because I've had to do that in other places. There's been places where I've worked that I had to make the recipes, so I've learned how what to do. But most like the Grand Hotel when I worked there, they didn't have no recipe books. It's like Matthew make some Southern corn
you've redone menus for places as well.
I have. I've redone menus, and I fixed when I was at Doc's. They had recipes. Not really. They had loose recipes like the Grand Hotel, and I actually wrote the recipe books and the gumbo thing. I got it fixed. They had so it was really weird. So let's say this is like a cap off a Coca-Cola bottle. They'd feel like that much salt in the cap of a Coca-Cola. Well, that's not a measurement. And there was something really weird. So like, say this is a cup with a styrofoam cup. We don't know what size it was back in the 70s, but they called this a styrofoam cup. They would scoop up the thing, and they would turn it sideways, and if it was in there sideways like this, that's the measurement. That's not no damn measurement, though.
And now you run out of styrofoam cups. Now what are you measuring with?
And then they used a oyster container to fill the water up, but some oyster container, even though it's a gallon of oysters, it may not be the same size because you can fit a gallon. Like there's a lot of it's water. When you got them things, it's full of water. So it's like the oyster container might have been 28 ounces in the 70s, and now it's 32. You know, the containers aren't never the same.
Measurements change, and then your recipe changes. And
yeah,
now it's all messed
so
up.
what I did is I used their little goofy ass methods, and I pulled measuring cups out and teaspoons out, and I measured.
You did it the right way.
And then I wrote it down, and I laminated the shit. You know, put it in a book. And the rest of
them. And actually, because he worked in so many restaurants, it's funny sometimes when we would go out and we would get dinner, and we'd be eating, and sometimes you'd be like, man, this is really good. But then other times you would pick out the things that I wouldn't even think to pick out, but you'd be like, oh man, if they would have added a little bit more of this to this, it would have been perfect. Or you know, there's always there was always something, but you picked up on it just by tasting the food. He could tell what what it needed, or what it had too much of, or whatever. It's kind of cool how it's kind of the same way. I'll listen to music and I'll be like, man, they kind of cheaped out on this part of the mix or something like that. But with food, you can just taste it and be like, oh man, if they would have did this, it wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have tasted this bad, or something like that. And that's something that you picked up on just because you care about your craft.
That's what I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
Like when I got out of, so I ended up, I think I've talked about this before, I had to go to rehab like in 2009. And when I got out, that's where I learned the Bible stuff too. So I started preaching after I got out because I was on fire for God. We didn't do no 12-step program. It was all Bible. So I sat there and read that Bible all day, every day. And so I got filled with the knowledge. I got out, I went and got baptized by my great uncle Earl Barnett. He baptized me. I'd already been baptized when I was 15, but I got baptized again because I'd been through so much shit, excuse my language, since then. And so I was doing some preaching, and yeah, I don't know. That's where I've got to with that. I don't even know where I was going with that, but that's.
we both we'll ramble, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where I learned the Word of God. I didn't go. This is what it was. When I got out, I was going to go. I wanted to be a counselor because I was like, I'm going to help people get off drugs, and I figured it out. But it didn't take long to fall, because what happened is my mind was like, drugs is the problem, alcohol wasn't. So I know when I went into the rehab, the day before, Dad, I had a little joint, and I took a little skunk joint with me, and I told Dad, I said, give me $10 and we'll go down this. The beers are $5 a piece. I'm gonna drink 2 beers. He's like, that's your fucking problem, that alcohol. He said, the alcohol, he said, you start drinking that alcohol, he said, you just go crazy. He went ahead and gave me the $5, but he went down there and watched me because he didn't know where I was going to be at. If I drank him 2 beers, there's no telling where Matthew's going to be, because I was in West Palm Beach.
Yeah.
It was Fort Lauderdale. It was in Fort Lauderdale on the beach. And he's like, he knew that if I went down at Tiki Bar and drank him 2 beers, I might not be there in the morning when
you're off to the races.
Because if I had that little joint, I was going to go across the road and smoke that joint, then no telling what would have happened. I ended up having to eat that joint. Because Dad wouldn't let me out of his sight. I hope Dad ain't watched the video, because I never told him that, but I guess he knows now. But when I got out of the rehab, I was wanting to be a counselor, or I was going to be a preacher. And my uncle and my aunt said, you're not going to never make no money preaching. But Joel Osteen makes money. All these other, and I'm not going to say that I'd ever got to that level, but I feel like that if I went to school and focused directly on that, I probably would have been married by now. I might have been divorced too. I might have been married and divorced.
50-50.
I might have had a kid. There's a whole lot of mights, but the thing is, I would have learned the Word of God a little better, because like everything that I know about God is straight out of Matthew's head and what God tells me when I read it. So it's not like I've been programmed, nothing. So it might have been better that I didn't do that, because I feel like God's the best teacher. Because like some of these guys start teaching this stuff that's not biblical. That sinner's prayer is not biblical, but the TV evangelists will tell you they can save you over the TV, but they can't.
Well, I always say no regrets. You're still here, so you're doing something right. And same with me, I'm still here, so I'm doing something right, and I'm where I'm supposed to be. There's a lot of bad stuff I've done in my life, and a lot of stuff I wish I didn't do, or I wish I would have took a different route. But honestly, who knows where I would be if I would have veered off from the route that I was on. I may not be here if I would have taken a different route. But I am still here. I feel good. Mentally, physically. I have good friends around me, good family around me, and I just, the whole thing is you're still here. You're still here, even if your life isn't that good right now, or doesn't seem that good. You're still here, so you can't have any regrets in your past. You can have stuff that you wish you didn't do, or but Honestly, you have to learn from it, and you know that's what made you where you are at right now. And if you're alive, I think if you're alive, you're doing good.
I think Michael Jordan actually said something. I don't know the exact quote, but it was something about he failed so many times. It took him failing so many times to actually become a champion. And so there's a lot
Well, becoming champion's right around the corner for me, then, I guess.
I hope so. I hope so, because I'm constantly practicing. I mean, that craft, my cooking craft, I would work like 12, 15 hours a day. And then on my off days, I would cook and I would do stuff at the house. I wished I did videos then. I would just cook stuff for people just because I was really trying to become the best chef I could become. So I was practicing on top of my working every day. So I practiced just like Kobe Bryant would practice. I mean, I really worked that hard in my skill. I would hate to compare myself to Kobe Bryant because I haven't reached the pinnacle of that. But like, I'm an executive chef, so I guess I have reached something. But I know Kobe Bryant really had a strong work ethic, and like some people's just talented. Like I got Allen Iverson. Remember practice? What is practice? I don't need practice, and he didn't. I mean, imagine what he would have been if he practiced though.
Oh yeah.
That dude is probably just the rawest, just raw, talented individual I've ever seen in my life. Because he almost beat Kobe Bryant and the Lakers just by himself, because that team he had was nothing.
Yeah.
He almost, if he had a few key players, they could have beat him. And I'm not really into sports, but I do like a few people, and I've watched them over the years, and I respect them, stuff they have to say. And like I said, I don't know where I'm getting with this. It's just that I did put my time in with that. So I did put my time in with the Word of God when I was at the mission. Now, have I did it since? No. I mean, there's some days I'll get in there and like tomorrow's sermon, it's going to be something I read tonight, or I may even do the thing after we do this. I don't know, but I know where I'm going to go to. It's somewhere the next part of where David's at. I'm going to read it one time, and then I'm going to probably cut the camera on and go. I freestyle that stuff. I don't really make a whole lot of, and maybe I should put more time into it. I don't know. My thing is freestyle. I always wanted to be a rapper. I always wanted to be a rapper. People ask me what I want to do. It would have been a professional wrestler or a rapper. That would have been the two things.
You would have killed at both, to be honest. I've actually heard or read some stuff that you wrote. You gave me some stuff that you wrote, and you definitely could have been a rapper. Definitely could have been a rapper. That would have been another,
I used to write. I used to write a lot. I've got books at the house. I don't know if they're still at Mom and Dad's house. Maybe I threw the shit away. I used to get really, really high to the point I thought I was dying, and then I would get the notebook out just like this notebook, and I would write. Just freestyle. I would just write. I call them letters to God. A lot of them was letters to God, but it could have been turned into songs. I mean, there's stuff you can take out and move around. I'm not good at actually as good as you are, because you've actually ghostwrote for some people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Man, still to this day, I kind of switched from the notebook to my phone now. The notes in there, but man, there's at least like 4 or 5 times a day that it may be just a sentence, or it may be a paragraph, or it may be a whole poem or a song that I write. But there's all the time my brain's just thinking of stuff randomly, and maybe something that I'm doing throughout the day that kicks something into gear that makes me think of some words or whatever. But yeah, I'm always writing stuff, and a lot of it will be just for me till the day I die. I won't share any of it, but it's
speaking of that, I'm so mad at him. He's got like this whole probably 2 albums worth of damn music where he's singing. Where he is singing.
Yeah, I'm kind of bashful when it comes to singing.
Listen, this dude is so, like, he's got one of the most beautiful voices that I've ever heard. Like, he's like on the level of Justin Timberlake or Justin Bieber or Prince. He's on that level.
Thanks, man.
He is on the level, and like, but he's I don't know, embarrassed of the voice or something. I don't really know, but like the music is good, and like you still ain't got me the CD. You're supposed to at least.
I know. As soon as we get off here, I'll
Yeah, there's some really, it's really sexual too. So like it's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. I think it would. I know it's hell, but like he just, man, I just want to beat you up sometimes about that shit. You could be sitting on some meals right now with I know a few of them songs. For
Hey,
sure.
you know, maybe one day, maybe one day.
And the whoever was playing the music was great. I think you might have been playing one of the instruments, but you had a band.
Yeah.
And like, remember, I was like, is that electronic music or is that musicians? You said it was musicians, because like some of it was so.
Yeah, it's kind of like indie pop funk.
It was really great. I know that we're fixing to wrap the show up. So if you haven't, if you're in electronic music, look up Loveska on Spotify. And
Yep, it's just Loveska, Love, and then SKA. Pretty much all my social media is Loveska Music with K instead of a C at the end of music. But yeah, look me up. I don't really do shows anymore, but you can definitely listen to all my music and follow me and see what I'm up to every day. Yeah.
And if you can, hit the like button down here and subscribe to my channel. I really need some support from the people. I think my handle's God in Center 64, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm really new to this. Me and Dylan maybe.
We're gonna figure that out.
Or me and Loveska may be working on trying to figure out a different handle to where it's a little easier. But I think that's it for today,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for having me on, man.
All right, thank you, and God bless everybody.